moving on to sum product. So again, before we begin number 3, let's recognize in each of these there is no common factor and all of them have 3 terms. So what we're trying to figure out, let's take a look at A here. We're going to have 2 factors. Now, we know that here and here, this is always x, because if we were to multiply this back, the x times x would give me x squared. So what we're trying to figure out is sum product, what multiplies to 6 and adds to 5. So let's make sure we remember our signs here. If it multiplies to a positive number, the signs have to be the same. So either plus plus or minus minus. Then we see it adds to a positive, so that should tell us our signs are both positive. Factors of 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So it would be plus 2 plus 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 plus 3 is 5. Now, when we move on to B, we should see these are very similar, except now we want to know what multiplies to positive 6 and adds to negative 5. So we're going to have, again, we have 2 factors, x and x. So because it multiplies to a positive 6, we know the signs are the same, either plus plus or minus minus. We see it adds to a negative, which should tell us that our signs are minus minus. So the only difference here is it's going to be minus 2 minus 3. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Negative 2 plus negative 3 gives us negative 5. All right, C and D. So a couple things here. All right, if we could actually go ahead and, for both of these, I'm going to draw the factors up. So we always know there's 2 factors. And so what we have to recognize now is it now multiplies to a negative number. Here it multiplies to negative 6, same thing in D. So that tells us our signs must be opposite. One's plus, one is minus. So we now then have to figure out, well, how do I get this to add up to positive 5? So it's going to have to be, for both of these, it will have to be the 1 times 6 factors. The bigger number is going to take the middle sign. So it's going to be plus 6 minus 1. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6, and 6 plus negative 1 is positive 5. Now, if we look at D, the only difference here is that it now adds to negative 5. So what that means is, now here the 6 will then be negative and the 1 will be positive. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6, and 1 plus negative 6 gives us negative 5. Very good.